Hello and welcome to the new video. So this is a comment which I recently received on one of my video. Is like, I did BCom in 2012 and working as the backend executive since last 5 years. I want to do data science. Should I do, and how it will be helpful for my career? So this is the type of questions I have received either through these comments, and very recently I received an email as well that how should I become a data scientist, right? So I thought about this question not from an answering perspective, but before actually I answer, I want to really see, or you really need to evaluate whether you are really ready for the data science as a career. And this is why I wanted to show you the data science different skills, things that you need to do, steps that you need to, skills or technologies or concepts that you need to learn, and finally how much time you need to give in each of those things. So be with me for another 10 to 15 minutes, and you will going to get the answers. This will going to help you decide whether you are really up for the data scientist as a career or not. This is a question you need to first ask yourself. Don't get excited. I'll show you why you get excited as well, because this is becoming one of the reasons that there are multiple factors because of which we get excited and want to become data scientists. And it's like everybody is talking about data science. So why not, go and join this field and have a rewarding career? But before that, before you jump, not only from the perspective of money, but as well as your time, the precious time, because you will not going to get back that, right? You need to really ask whether I am ready right now to become a data scientist. So that's what I wanted to talk about and show you some details around that. Okay, so title again, are you ready for data science career, right? That's the question I wanted to ponder, and based on this, I wanted to provide my perspective as to what you need to know and should do to really become the data scientist. Okay, so the topics so here is the reason that we get excited. Like, there are lot of openings. Every company has a data scientist opening. That's what my statement, and that's what I'm seeing. And when I say company, I would say at least every multinational corporation has the data scientists, because they are huge. They need experts who can analyze the data. And even if you see, some of the local, when I say local, that means Indian companies, they have a huge force of data scientists. So this is something which is getting people excited, that there are a lot of openings. Why can't I, try myself and get a rewarding career? And then it's a research oriented domain. It's like not developing a software or something. However, bit of a part is around that, but it is mostly like research. Or the question or the problem statement that you have in hand, you are doing a research. And generally what I have seen, mostly because I've been here mostly in the India, so the mindset here is that if it is research oriented, it excites students or those who are aspiring aspiring data analyst or data scientist, that yeah, this is something which is research oriented, so why not, let's do this. And it's been considered everywhere, including India, is that it's a respectable profession. People respect those who are into sort of a research sort of a domain. And even if you see the word data scientist is someone who is doing the research, right? So scientist is considered as a very respectable position which is across the world. So you don't get this title, you basically earn this title. And how do you earn it is something which I'll show you in next couple of slides. After that, it's a well-paying job. It's an amazing, if you are getting selected by showing the skill set. I think companies have no standard at all how much they are really ready to pay for even an entry level data scientist. It can vary anywhere from 4 to 5 lakh, at least from Indian currency perspective, anywhere from 4 to 5 lakhs to 10 to 12 lakhs, right? This is something which they are giving for an entry level data scientist. If I talk about in terms of US, it can be anywhere between $90,000 to $140,000 annually is something for an an skilled entry level data scientist. So this is a well-paying job for sure, and only 3 to 4. So this domain, the data science itself, what I have been hearing or I have started working is mostly around 3 to 4, or I would say 5 maximum is old. I would say prior to that, it used to be more like a statistical analyst sort of a position, not this fancy word, the data scientist, right? In last 4 or 5 years, it has become more and more momentum that companies are promoting this in their job description, in the jobs that they are posting as the data scientist job. So it has become really popular in last 3 to 4 years. This is what making people also excited. And you will see that there are numerous courses out there which is basically luring you towards joining them, their courses, and become a data scientist. So after that, companies are still in their initial stages. This is again one of those scenarios where candidate is in their initial stages. Companies are also in their initial stages and evaluating whether they want to move on to that data science path or not, even hiring people as part of the POCs and things like those. So good chance that you get hired because even companies are also in the initial stages. Okay, so question is, are you ready? Are you ready for this thing or not? And this is what I want to show in the next slide as to the different things you as a data scientist should know and up for it for doing the work in the data science domain. So how to check? I think this is something I wanted to write, how to check whether you are ready, right? So first thing, do you enjoy solving issues with programming? So solving issues is one part, like with the help of data analysis techniques, and not just with that, it involves a lot of programming because data has become huge. You cannot really handle with some spreadsheet or something. So if you're something who enjoys both programming, solving data issues and things like those, doing a research, then this is something you want, you are up for it. Second is strong understanding of maths is something very, very important, and in that I have written these three: statistics, algebra, and calculus. Obviously, statistics and algebra is absolutely used almost everywhere, and calculus is in some of those advanced level situation. But is this something you have really enjoyed in your senior secondary or the higher secondary, right? Go back to those days and really see whether you can, even today, can you take those books and start reading again, and is this something gets you excited? Well, if yes, then this domain is for you. So I wanted to make sure that I write this and use this example of your 10th and 12th or senior secondary and higher secondary for these three subjects, because I know that this is where we all have faced many issues or many sleepless nights. So that's this. Third is working knowledge of algorithms. So there are like multiple algorithms. I know you are not a data scientist, but is this something you enjoy, the working knowledge of algorithms or not? Even given a scenario, once you have an expertise or into the data science field, can you even develop an algorithm is also an interesting thing. Can do even web programming, because many times what may happen is that you as a data scientist, what I've seen is in the companies who are in the, let's say, startup or someone, or who are just starting the data science as a department or a domain in their company. Data scientists have to basically juggle through multiple jobs, not just solving the issues, working on algorithm, but even designing the web applications, right? So this is something you can you do even the web programming with the help of the libraries in popular programming languages like Python or R? If yes, then this is for you. Okay, finally what you have is the open to learn new tools and technologies. This field is moving with a very high pace. Are you someone who enjoys the continuous learning, can upgrade himself or herself for all these things, all the new technologies that are coming and all the new innovation that is happening? If yes, then this is for you. Because many people have the reservation. Even in the interviews I have seen that people have said, okay, is this require me to learn something new, or is this something out of my experience area? Oh no, I don't want to go there, and things like those. So honestly ask all of these questions. I mean, I can only show you, right? But you need to ask these questions to yourself and really say, are you really up for these type of scenarios when you are working on a daily basis? Well, if yes, then I think you should be you are the one who is ready to become the data scientist. Okay, finally, ability to explain your work to a 10-year-old child. Why I say that is because once you are ready with your analysis by applying algorithms, statistical tests, doing all this black box thing, which is black box for management, right? This is something you can understand, but your management cannot understand. For them, it is entire thing is in black box. So they consider them like a 10-year-old child who don't know anything. What is standard deviation? What is hypothesis testing? Or what is basically time series and all? Can you really explain the output with reasoning to 10-year-old child or to your management? Then this is for you. Consider 10-year-old child your management. They don't know anything, and in a very, very simple language, if you can, if maybe you can even do the experiment. I mean, if you are having a child around you in your family, considering explaining the stuff in such a simple language that even a 10-year-old child can understand. And this is something which I have taken from a very famous physicist, Richard Feynman. He is the one who basically given this principle that if you can explain your result to even a 5-year-old child, that means you have got a good grasp on that. So that's something I wanted to use over here, his quote, so that you get an idea as to how much work you have to really do to become a data scientist. Okay, data scientist roadmap and my suggestion. This is something after you have evaluated everything. If you are saying yes, then see this, otherwise don't see this. Okay, so data science roadmap and my suggestion. Well, for the first 3 months, what do you need to do? Well, you need to pick this book and start learning statistics with Excel and classification algorithms. So the book which I want to show you is this one. This is the book which I have been using from past 12 or 13 years. The book I have picked up to become a data analyst, and this is the book you need to pick up if you are starting for the data scientist as a position. Because first, obviously the step is that you need to know all the different statistical tests, the algorithms and things like those. Do a lot of exercises which is present in this book and spend first 3 months with this. Also, what this book don't have is the classification algorithm. So pick those classification algorithms and do the work around that. I think this book only has the logistic regression, but that's also I think a very, very initial level. I'm not 100% sure, but something you can check. This book is 12 or 13 years old. I'll give you the link in the description for the new version of this book, which you can directly jump, or you can go to Amazon or somewhere on that site and order it. But trust me, I have used this book, immensely useful. Even till today I have this book, because whenever I get stuck with something, I pick up and read this stuff. So this is my advice, that first 3 months you do this. After that, in another 3 to 6 months, basically you need to replicate Excel templates in Tableau and Python pandas, like pandas and scikit-learn. So once you have learned this entire piece, or if you want to start little bit early, again up to you. My recommendation is get a hands-on, complete understanding, and then do this. Also, another advice in another video I have given is that after 1 month you start picking up this and start doing the same stuff in the Tableau and Python, so that you are basically, while learning, you are replicating. That means practicing again. First practicing in Tableau, then practicing in Python. So this should be your anywhere between 3 to 6 months of an activity, where my expectation or the way I am suggesting is that you have got an expert level understanding. It should be like this, that at the middle of night, if someone is waking you up and telling you, hey, do you know this stuff? You should be able to say, oh yeah, this is on that page number and this is what you need to do. That's the level of understanding I'm really talking about here. All right, 6 to 9 months. And in 6 to 9 months, you need to practice project with Kaggle and UCI machine learning libraries. So there are a lot of competitions and the data sets which is available on the Kaggle website. Kaggle, if you don't know, it is a website which basically started for running the competition on data science, and there is a lot of popularity around that, and you have a lot of competitions already posted. People get paid on that. I mean, I remember, I guess, I think it got popular when Netflix basically put their competition on that, and there was a huge prize, I guess $1 million or something. I may be incorrect, but I think that's what I heard about the Kaggle, and that's when I get to know about this particular website when it becomes so famous in the newspapers and all. So, and UCI machine learning library is something you can search on the Google, where academics level projects are given for those who are an aspiring data scientist. So this is basically your activity should be for anywhere between 3 to 9 months to basically start with basics, practice it again, solidify your understanding, and then do the practice. After that, in another 9 to 12 months, build your clean portfolio and give interviews, right? So this is something which you need to do. Once you have done all of these pieces, got a good understanding of it, done everything which I've shown you even in the previous slide, right? Explain it to a 10-year-old children. If you are able to do that and you are going here in the interviews and have the ability to explain it in such a simple language based on what interviewer is asking, then you are done. Trust me, I have taken a lot of data scientist interviews and they are not able to explain what they have really worked on. They even have the problem defining their problem statement. Forget about logic, forget about algorithm, programming, nothing. They are not able to even define the problem statement they are solving. What is the problem statement, how does it impact, and what will really happen when you will going to solve that problem. And trust me, these type of interviews where they are not able to solve, I close the interview in like within 20-30 minutes after I'm seeing that nope, the guy has not even an idea about how do you really define your business problem, right? So this is very, very important. Whatever you are doing, can you explain, build your clean portfolio, give interviews, and in the interviews, explain it in a very simple language. Also, another advice for the interview based on my experience, because I have been on both the sides. I have given data scientist interviews, I have taken the data scientist interview, and while I have taken the data scientist interview, one thing which bothered me is that the candidate is not taking a time to even listening the entire question properly, or if listened it, thinking about that question. There is no problem if you want to take a pause for, let's say, 5 seconds or 10 seconds to clearly analyze. You can very politely say, let me take 5 seconds to clearly understand this, and then basically go and answer. And this is something which I have seen people are ruining their chances. Even if they know the answer, they don't clearly understand the question and directly jump on the answer just to impress the interviewer. No, interviewer will be impressed if you are coming with a very good and answer which is in a very layman sort of a language. So that's my input for you when you are going over here. So these are the things which I wanted to show you for data science roadmap, and my suggestion about what one should do once they are ready, once they have asked the answers in the previous slide and all up to become a data scientist. So let me know if you still have any questions around what basically is you want to know around the data scientist. I have tried to answer in both the ways here. First thing, I have asked you to evaluate yourself very honestly. Don't feel like this is a fancy job or this is the only thing which I need to get it. No, there are so many things out there that you can try. You need to evaluate your skills for that. But once you have evaluated, take this roadmap and you are done. So that's about it. Let me know if you have again any questions or anything in the comments, and I'll try to answer that. Thank you.